Well, a BC man has successfully argued that a combination of mushrooms and cannabis put him in a certain state that he got so intoxicated that he wasn't criminally liable for sexual assault. The decision by the Supreme Court was made in March, but it was just posted, and our Jason Proctor has been looking into this. Jason, tell us a bit about this case. What happened here?
Yeah, so what you have is this guy in Surrey, is a landscaper who's been dealing with some depression and stuff like that. He'd smoked cannabis for it before, but one night, a Friday night in March 2019, he decides to eat some magic mushrooms. And basically what he says is he sort of at some point kind of came to with this idea that humanity was corrupt and that basically the only way to save it is for him to have sexual congress, as he put it, with a woman, and he goes out, tries to find somebody, comes across this terrified stranger who he attacks. He tries to pull her clothes off, he knocks her to the ground. At some point, he takes all his clothes off. A dog pile of police officers are taken in to basically bring him down. And he is completely, oblivious to pain, seems to be in an altered state. And so ultimately, it took a long while to get to trial, and that's because of things that happened at the Supreme Court of Canada in the meantime. But he was able to successfully argue that he was in a state of automatism, so that is sort of irresponsible for his actions because of this. And so, he put that forward in provincial court.
So you mentioned that state. What really led to his acquittal then? Yeah,
so basically, this is interesting because this is a legal issue in Canada that goes back decades with the idea that extreme intoxication can make you, not responsible, not criminally liable for your actions. And so that's what he was able to argue here, that the mushrooms put him in this state of automatism. Basically, you're like a robot and you have no control over your actions. And because the Supreme Court actually, at some point of Canada, had made that defense unavailable to people, but it was brought down before because there's the idea that, well, if you truly don't know, you could put somebody who's morally innocent in jail because of something they were not criminally liable for. That was struck down. They've actually now amended that, but in the meantime, this guy was sentenced, and so, not sentenced, I should say, he was acquitted and found not guilty, sexual assault, and there you go.
All right, Jason, interesting story. Thank you.
Thank you.